Now, big crowds expected tomorrow as the No Kings movement hits the streets nationwide, including right here in Metro Detroit. The message: push back against what protesters call government overreach and new threats to immigration rights. Now, joining us in studio tonight, immigration attorney Eli Mawad with some important legal advice for anyone planning to attend. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight and giving us some good advice. And it doesn't just stand for these types of protests, all of them, because we can see how they can turn from a protest to something a little more intense. I want to start kind of from the beginning. If you're watching tonight and you're saying, I want to go tomorrow, what's sort of your first recommendation?
Not to go, because it is so volatile, the issue, that you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if there's going to be fires, assaults. Some basic rules: if it's a small protest and on a sidewalk, you don't need a permit. If it's a large protest, or you're using the streets, or you're blocking off streets, or you're going to make noise with speaker system, you have to have a permit. If it gets way too big, I don't even think the police will be able to stop some of that stuff either. So,
and would you have said this, let's say, 10 years ago?
No, not at all.
So things have changed remarkably in the last decade in terms of the intensity in which these protests go on.
A lot of angry people these days. I think that as far as splitting both of the aisles, there's a lot of very strong opinions. You have a lot on social media, and people want to make their points known. Hopefully it isn't going to be assaultive or destruction of property or even burning of flags and stuff like that that you see in some of these protests. Hopefully they can get their point across. Remember, we live in a country that allows freedom of speech, First Amendment rights, and hopefully that will be maintained in an orderly fashion. I've
been in several protests that have turned violent. I know how it kind of goes and how quickly it can turn. I know some people may listen to you and not attend tomorrow, but if you are attending, what about things like face coverings, trying to conceal your identity? Is that within your rights to do so and that kind of thing?
Yeah, you can wear face coverings. That's freedom of speech if you want to wear face coverings. I would, if I was to go, would recommend staying a little bit away from the center area and see how it works out. Common sense is what you want to have. You want to make sure that you're looking around at your surroundings, not in the melee, and hopefully it won't get bad. Hopefully nobody will get hurt, and just use your common sense if you're going to go.
Another thing we see all of the time, whether it's just a kind of a basic arrest or something larger like a protest/riot situation, is everyone has their phones out. Everyone is recording. What about that?
Freedom of speech. You can bring your phones out. You can record it. If you're obstructing a police situation, then you can't be in that area, and they tell you not to be in that area, follow their instructions and don't get a resisting or obstructing arrest. So whatever you do, again, if you want to tape it with your, not tape it, but if you want to record it with your phone, you can do that.
While it is within your rights, I've seen situations where pulling out that camera actually antagonizes the situation. When officers say to you, put that away, move back, what's the recommendation there? It is a fine line. You may have that right, but do you want to continue to escalate things?
Right. If you have a police officer, even if you don't like what they have to say, I always tell my clients, either on a criminal matter or immigration or whatever you want to call it, for that order, just obey it and move on. Don't pick a fight. You don't have to get arrested. You don't have to fight with everybody. Just common sense.
And last question for me, if you do find yourself getting detained, what do you recommend doing kind of in the first early stages of that arrest?
Well, you want to let somebody know that you got arrested. Family members, lawyer, whatever you want to do, let them know. It's usually going to be a disorderly conduct charge. It's probably what it'll be. Obviously, unless you have a gun or if drugs are found on you or something more serious, it's not going to be, it'll be a ticketable offense where they give you a ticket and they say, we'll see you in court.
Well, let's hope everything stays peaceful.
I hope so.
Eli Mawad, thank you so much for those good tips.
Thank you, Jessica.
We'll be right back.
Thank you very much.